Okay, so I want to start today with a little experiment.
Yeah.
Picture the last time you ran into a friend or a colleague, maybe just an acquaintance. They look at you, they smile, and they ask that universal question, "How are you?"
The classic opener. Yeah, it's probably the most common sequence of sounds in the English language.
Right. And what happens? Your brain just it goes on autopilot. It doesn't matter if your car broke down, if you haven't slept, if you're questioning everything. You smile, you nod, and you say, "I'm fine, thank you." And you.
Exactly. It's the fine trap.
It's the polite reset button. It's lesson one, page one of any language class. And honestly, it's a survival mechanism. It keeps the social gears turning.
But that's the problem, right? And this is what we're digging into today. If you're learning a second language, that script isn't just a habit. It can become a cage. Because when you aren't fine,
Hmm.
when your day has been a total disaster, you suddenly realize you don't have the words to be anything else.
Yep,
You're stuck being fine.
because the alternative is silence or, panic.
Yes, exactly. That's a huge disconnect. And that's what we're unpacking today. We've got a really unique source. It's a guide titled Mastering the Language of Bad Days. Sometimes it's also called Talk About a Bad Day in English.
I love this concept because usually when we do these deep dives, what are we looking at? How to crush a business negotiation, how to ace a job interview.
It's always aspirational. It's like the Instagram version of language learning.
Yes. But this source is about the opposite. It's about struggle. It's about the messy, uncomfortable reality of life.
I wouldn't even call it struggle necessarily. I'd call it reality. Or even better, I'd call it emotional fluency.
Emotional fluency. Okay, that's a great term. Break that down. How's that different from just being fluent?
Well, think about functional fluency. That's what most apps teach you. Can you buy a train ticket? Can you order a coffee? Can you ask where the library is?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You can survive.
You can survive.
Hmm.
But emotional fluency is about connection. Can you share that something's wrong? If you can't genuinely connect. You're just performing a version of yourself that's always competent, always happy, always fine.
It's basically acting. You're playing a character who speaks English rather than being yourself in English.
Precisely. And that's what this guide does. It gives you the script for the bad days. It calls itself a calm, supportive conversation meant to help you express stress without that fear or embarrassment.
Embarrassment is such a key word there because the source makes this observation right away. Everyone has bad days, it's universal, but explaining them in a second language, that brings this very specific kind of anxiety. Why? Why is it so much harder to say I'm sad than I'm hungry?
I think it comes down to the stakes and the nuance. When things are going well, the vocabulary is, pretty broad. Good, happy, fun, great. You can't really mess those up.
Right, if you get it a little wrong, it's charming.
Exactly. But when things are going wrong, accuracy really matters.
Yeah.
You might sound angry when you're just sad,
Mm.
or you might sound rude when you're just exhausted. The source wants to give learners the confidence to speak honestly without that fear.
So it's about precision.
It's about safety, psychological safety. Real confidence isn't just having the words for success. It's having the script for when things go off the rails.
That's a fantastic analogy. You need to be stormproof.
You need the rain gear.
Mm.
And the source actually grounds this in specific contexts: work, school, and home.
Which is pretty much all of our waking life.
Right. But breaking it down like that is smart. It's not some vague, the world is terrible, it's I had a bad day at work. It anchors the emotion.
Okay, so let's get into the toolkit because I think a lot of people might expect some, really high-level, complex vocabulary here, but the language focus is surprisingly simple.
It is, and that's by design.
The key adjectives they list are tired, stressed, upset.
Frustrated and overwhelmed.
Right. And before we just glaze over those as basic, I want to pause on them.
We should, because knowing which one to pull from the shelf at the right moment, that's a massive leap in sophistication.
How so? I mean, isn't upset just another word for bad?
Not at all. And that's where the confusion happens.
Yeah.
Let's just take frustrated versus overwhelmed. This is a critical distinction.
Okay, let's break it down.
Frustrated implies a blockage. You want to do something, but something is stopping you. A slow computer, a difficult person, a traffic jam. You are pushing against a wall.
So there's an energy to it, almost an aggression.
Exactly. It's directed outward. But overwhelmed is the opposite. It says the input is too high. I can't process it. It's not a wall. It's a wave. You're drowning.
Wow, that is a huge distinction. If I tell you I'm frustrated, I might need you to help me fix something.
Yes, help me move this obstacle.
But if I tell you I'm overwhelmed,
You need me to back off. You need less. You don't need solutions, you need space.
and if you use the wrong word, your friend might try to help by talking more and giving advice, which is the last thing you need.
And that mismatch just creates more stress. Then you have a word like upset.
Upset always feels a bit
Beige to me. Generic.
It is generic, but that's its power. It's the catch-all. It's softer than angry, but more active than sad. The point is to move away from I am bad, which sounds like you're a villain,
Right.
and into something like I am overwhelmed, which invites empathy. It paints a picture.
It humanizes you.
It does. And the source pairs these with a phrase bank for the root causes, because you can't just drop an emotion bomb and walk away.
You need the why. And the phrases are so simple, like a lot of work or too much pressure.
Or the classic, things went wrong.
Things went wrong. I mean, it's incredibly basic.
It is. Simple past tense. Too much pressure is barely a sentence, but there's a brilliant reason for this.
It is?
Cognitive load management.
Okay, what does that mean here?
When you are in a high emotion state, stressed, sad, angry, your cognitive resources are they're shot. Your brain is in fight or flight mode. Your language skills take a nosedive.
So you literally get dumber linguistically. You regress. You can't be conjugating the future perfect continuous when you're about to cry. You just can't.
Yeah.
Your brain doesn't have the bandwidth.
So if you try to be fancy and use your level 5 grammar, you'll just freeze up.
You'll crash. The source specifically says to focus on simple past and present tense. It's giving you permission to drop the complex stuff. You don't need to be a poet. You just need to be understood.
That's so reassuring. It's like an emergency protocol. In case of fire, break glass and use simple verbs.
Exactly. I'm tired. There is too much pressure. It's clear, it's direct, and it works.
But devil's advocate here, do I risk sounding, I don't know, childish? Things went wrong. Sounds like what a 5-year-old says.
Like a valid fear. But think about the alternative. If you try to build a complex sentence and you stumble and stutter,
Yeah.
you lose the listener. You look
This
confused.
is the rhythm. You look incompetent.
Whereas if you look someone in the eye and say, clearly, things went wrong today, that actually projects confidence. Clarity is power.
Clarity is power. I like that. Okay, so we have the what? Let's talk about the how. The delivery style.
The tone, yeah.
The source describes the conversation as slow, clear, and easy to follow.
This is about de-escalating yourself while you speak. If you're frantic and rushing, you just heighten your own anxiety.
It's a feedback loop. Speak slowly, feel calmer.
Precisely. But what I find really fascinating, and this sets it apart, is the focus on the listener role,
Yes. I noticed that. It's not just about the speaker.
which is crucial. A conversation is two-way. If someone comes to you in English and says, I am overwhelmed, what do you do?
I guess the instinct is to fix it. Why? What happened? Who did it?
Which is often the wrong move. The source gives scripts for the listener, too, and they're so simple. It's okay. Tomorrow will be better.
Tomorrow will be better. That's such a cliche, but for a learner,
It's a lifeline. It's hope. Knowing how to offer that transforms you from a bystander into a friend.
it creates that atmosphere the source talks about, like you're talking to a close friend. Gentle and non-judgmental.
It's modeling intimacy. That's really what it is. The listener isn't trying to troubleshoot your bad day. They're just validating. It's okay.
It also takes the pressure off the listener. You don't have to be a therapist. You just have to be present.
Exactly. You are witnessing, not solving.
So we've established the problem, used our precise words, a friend has listened, but you can't stay there forever. The source outlines a narrative flow.
The narrative arc. Even a complaint needs an end.
It starts negative, but it explicitly says to end on a positive or hopeful note.
This is the turn. In psychology, we'd call it resilience. You acknowledge the pain, but you don't set up camp there.
And the exit strategy it suggests is so interesting. Phrases like, I just need rest.
That phrase, that is my favorite thing in this entire source.
Really? I just need rest. It seems so mundane.
It seems mundane, but think about what it's doing. I just need rest is a complete sentence. It's a boundary.
A bad.
Yes. It tells the world what you need to recover. It's self-care encoded into language. For a learner, being able to assert a need like that, I need time, I need a minute, that's a huge leap in agency.
Wow. I hadn't thought of it that way. I just saw it as a statement of fact.
But it's an instruction. It tells the listener, conversation over, healing begins now.
Hmm.
It stops the demands and buys you space.
So you have the boundary, I need rest, and the hope tomorrow will be better. It's a really healthy structure.
It's almost like a mini therapy session disguised as an English lesson.
Good language learning often is, isn't it? You're rebuilding your identity in a new code.
You are.
So we have the vocab, the tone, the structure. How do we make it stick? How do we use this when we're actually stressed?
The source is very specific here. Pause, repeat, and practice.
The pause stood out to me. Why the pause?
Because we rush, especially when we're uncomfortable. Silence in a second language feels like failure, like a void you have to fill.
It's terrifying. 2 seconds of silence feels like an eternity.
So we fill it with, I'm fine, or just nervous rambling. The source says to fight that. Slow down. Pause. Feel the word frustrated. Repeat it. Practice it.
It's a rehearsal.
Emotional expression requires rehearsal, just like grammar. You drill verb conjugations 100 times. Why wouldn't you drill emotional expression?
That's a great point. We practice ordering coffee in the mirror, but we never practice saying, I am feeling overwhelmed.
So when the moment comes, we freeze. And we default to the script.
Right.
I'm fine. And the cycle continues.
It's like a fire drill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You practice so that when the alarm rings, you know where the exit is. You don't have to think.
You just say, things went wrong. I am frustrated. I need rest.
And suddenly, you're in control. Even in the chaos, you have control of your words.
It really shifts what fluency means. I always thought of fluency as speed. How fast can I talk?
Or how many big words you know.
Right. But this suggests fluency is about honesty, about range.
It is. If you can only discuss the weather in your resume, you're fluent in a very narrow slice of life. True fluency means you can bring your whole self to the language. The happy parts, yes, but the messy, stressed out parts too.
It's the difference between being a tourist in the language and actually living in it.
That's it. Residents have bad days. This source is helping you become a resident.
I love that. Becoming a resident of the language. It implies you belong here enough to complain.
Exactly.
And really, the big picture here is that this material moves beyond the textbook. Textbooks are sanitized, everyone is happy or maybe mildly confused about a train schedule.
Right. Where is the library is a textbook problem. I am overwhelmed at work is a real-life problem.
And using these expressions with friends and family, that's where connection happens.
It is. Think about your closest relationships. Who are they with? The people you only share wins with? Or the people you can call and say, I am totally done with today?
It's always the latter, the people who see the mess.
So if you want those deep relationships in English, you need this vocabulary. You need the language of bad days to get to the good friendships.
That's such a powerful takeaway. The result isn't just better sentences, it's better relationships.
The words are the bridge. The destination is being known.
Well, this has been, ironically, a very good day talking about bad days.
I agree. It's been refreshing.
We've covered a lot. We started with the fine trap. We unpacked the vocabulary, the difference between frustrated and overwhelmed.
A crucial distinction.
We looked at the power of simple grammar, things went wrong, and why your brain needs that simplicity. And we talked about the resolution, setting boundaries with, I need rest.
And doing it all with that calm, slow tone.
So as we wrap up, I want to leave our listener with a final thought. We spend so much time trying to be perfect in a new language. Perfect grammar, perfect accent.
We armor ourselves with perfection.
Exactly. But here's the question for you to mull over. If we only learn to share our successes in a new language, are we ever truly known by the people we're speaking to?
That is the question.
Perhaps the key to real connection isn't perfection. It's vulnerability. It's having the courage and the vocabulary to say, today was hard.
And trusting that the listener will say, it's okay.
Thanks for diving deep with us. Go practice those phrases, maybe in the mirror, maybe with a friend, and we'll see you next time.